Привет. Привет.
Children are playing with strangers' toys near the stranger's house. They have just arrived from Slovyansk with their mother. Road was long and dangerous. Slovyansk, Svetohirsk, Kharkiv and eventually Kyiv, but it was unbearable to stay more in the city of Slovyansk. There were blasts, they fired. When we were going, the children's hospital was blasted. The house nearby was blasted, all was shaking, beds were pushed to the sides, and so we just set off and drove away. Now it's unclear. There is Ukrainian army and rebels. They say there are also people from Russia and from Chechnya. There are so many of them, and it's unclear who are fighting with whom and for what and why. We are for united Ukraine, that's for sure. We don't need anybody. Yes, life there was hard. If everything had just stopped and all the military forces had just left the city, despite the ruin, we would have come back and rebuilt the city with our own hands. 24 refugees from eastern Ukraine are living in here. The youngest one is 4 months old. Here we have shower rooms, toilets. You see, all is very fancy. We have hot and cold water whenever we want it. Also, locals help with washing machine. Religious community from Slovyansk helped with accommodation. With their own finances, they evacuated 80 people. Almost half of them are children. They still remember about their fellow countrymen and are going to send the humanitarian aid that was collected by Kyiv activists to Slovyansk. We were there just on these holidays on Sunday in Slovyansk. We transported the food, loaded the car because people are starving there. Situation is difficult, and seeing all this, I think it won't end anytime soon. Through the Facebook, Kyiv activists help other refugees who don't know Kyiv and have no acquaintance here, doing all they can to give them a place to stay. The building itself is done with the help of Committee of Liberation the political prisoners of Mykola Kochanivsky, I think you know them, and all other things, personal care products, furniture, is just from regular Kyiv citizens who saw the post on Facebook and just helped. Now the temporary dwellers of this place need the most basic things, like blankets and the lock. With this, Kyiv citizens can help, but it's much harder with the state support. They adopted the law in Verkhovna Rada, and Department of Social Policy started to release documents that state that person has left some place according to some reasons. There is no use in this document for the immigrants, because I doubt that medical help will be given thanks to this document. They don't help with accommodation. The only thing that it can help pensioners, because in Kramatorsk and Slovyansk they stopped paying benefit payments, and thanks to this document it's easier here to receive it. In Department of Social Policy, they explain that there is more than 2,000 immigrants from Crimea registered and more than 600 from eastern Ukraine. Crimeans receive documents that help them to receive payments here. Most of them are coming back home and so don't need the help with accommodation. But officials are promising to help people from east, though only in informational way. We have people who will work on train stations and will help immigrants exactly there with information, so if they don't want to stay in Kyiv, they can go to another region and don't need to spend more of their money. I will leave out 1 bottle of oil. Do you need the washing powder? Do you have where to wash? We have. Then take it. Thank you. Okay, I will leave out also noodles and rice. Okay, everything other is yours. While that, regular people help with everything they can. Activists brought food, products of personal care, medicine. Part of it they leave here. What's left will be transported to other migrants. The main problem is with accommodation. Just while I was on my way to you, one mom phoned me. She has 3 children and a husband, and so there are already the 5 of them. I'm not talking even about the parents, they have 2. And you need to find a place for 5 people. I said, wait for a day, don't leave Slovyansk yet. Nastya will celebrate her 6th birthday away from home and away from her father, who was left in occupied Slovyansk.